Hey, what's good, y'all? This Kev here, aka Shank Entertainment, back again here with another video. Today we got a very, very special guest on here with us today. We have Carson Crawford. Uh, those of us Buzz fans that know Carson Crawford, he recently just committed to Colorado. He's a 2026 four-star, could be soon to be five-star commit. Expecting him, to have a real breakout season this upcoming season in high school. I'm gonna pull up your Instagram right here. So if anybody want to scan in for his Instagram right there, literally just scan that QR code to take you straight to his Instagram. Let's break down him a little bit, who he is as a person. So Carson Crawford, he's coming out of what is it, Carthage, Texas?
Carthage, yeah,
Carthage,
Carthage, yes.
okay. Texas, which is a powerhouse for a division school. Um, 6'2", 6'3". 205 pounds. I'm sure you're a little bit bigger now from the last
Yeah,
stats I've seen. So good size there. You wasn't originally a three-star linebacker commit. You earned your four-star as the season went on. 34 nationally ranked linebacker coming out of high school. On three gives him an overall rating around 87%. But you know how on three can be sometimes. But it's all good. Performance in the 2024 season stats. You totaled out at 91 total tackles, 55 solo tackles, and 22 tackles for loss. So pretty good numbers. I played high school football myself not too long ago, so that's some pretty good numbers, bro.
that's play. I only got to play two fourth quarters too. So I mean, that's
Oh yeah,
in half games. We got up on a lot of people, so starters got pulled. So that's only really playing 8 games.
right. Yeah, man, I miss it, bro. Let me ask you before this even starts, because it's like this big debate. Who has the best high school football? Is it Georgia? Is it California? Is it Florida? Is it Texas? Who is it?
I think it's Texas being from Texas. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
there's the best competition, but Florida got, every state has some guys, but I feel like overall Texas has the speed, but they also got the big linemen. They got a little bit of everything.
Right. Yeah. I'm originally from Philly myself, but I kind of moved to Georgia. So my senior year, I played with a school called Archer. So I'm a little bit on the Georgia side, but I always had a heart for Texas as well. So, but I got to get out there pretty soon. Only been out to Texas once. Was hoping that I can get out there more often, but didn't end up being that way. I actually have a lot of family members that live out there, so I try my best to get out
Uh,
there. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. Also, anybody in the comment section, if you have any comments or questions for him along the way, please make sure that you drop them inside the chat. Just keep everything respectful to me, as well as Carson as well. Let's go ahead and get into it. So, you know, like I said, you just committed to Colorado. Um, just kind of give us a visual. Can you take us back to where football, like your whole football journey began? Like what motivated
no,
you to
so I
want
mean,
to?
I started in seventh grade. I mean, so I
Okay.
started. I mean, I didn't play little league football. I mean, I started in seventh grade. I was playing quarterback until eighth grade. So, and that transferred schools and transferred to Carthage. And, we have a really good quarterback in our class. And, Jets are at really good quarterback. It's hard to beat that guy out of his spot. So I made the position change, went and played receiver and safety. And, kind of just, fell in love with the game there. And then sophomore year made the transition to linebacker. I put some weight on, made the transition to linebacker, but kind of just ran with it there. I love playing defense. It's always kind of it's in my blood. Playing defense, so love that.
Okay. Yeah, that's really cool because I actually ended up playing quarterback myself when I first started playing football. That's kind
Mm.
of like the only position I really knew. When you first started playing, you just throwing the ball. Like the
Yeah,
plays aren't really as high in depth. But do you feel like they made you a quarterback because like your baseball background?
yeah, no, definitely. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
being able to throw a baseball, for the most part, you can throw a football. So that was kind of it was just natural to just be throwing a ball. So I mean, it
Right.
felt natural to me. So it's kind of really what started it all.
Okay. Have you ever, had like any plays where they kind of put you in on like a wildcat or anything like it?
Yeah, no, we'll have like a double pass set up or something like that, and
Uh,
I'll throw it back across, or I'll throw it to a receiver down the field. So we won one game in eighth grade actually doing a little double pass.
yeah, all them trick plays. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Um. So, what kind of motivates you every single day to just kind of get up and get it?
I mean, I could on my for myself, really. I mean, I don't feel good. If I wake up and I'm not playing football or doing something, whether it's lifting or anything like that. I really do it. Motivate myself to get up and do something because not everybody can do this. Not everybody can get up and play a sport. So I'm blessed to be able to do it. So I'm gonna take advantage of it when I can.
Nah, yeah, I definitely agree with that statement. Like, even as somebody who does YouTube, or somebody who used to be an ex-athlete as well, you kind of have to have that self-motivation as well. You can't really wait for anything or anybody on the outside to kind of get you going. Like, if you really love the game of football and really love what comes with it, you gotta be willing to put anything in, and also be willing to get up on the days that you really don't want to get up, because
Mhm.
those workouts is crazy. And then once you get to the collegiate level, they're even worse. So, but
Yeah, no, it's just getting up and getting it for yourself. That's kind of nothing's really been handed to me, so
right.
I know I'm gonna have to get out and go get it. So
Nah, yeah, that's pretty cool. That's that's good. A lot of people don't think like that. Can't say I always thought like that when I played. I kind of always felt like I was going to have the opportunity later to go back and get it. Um, and I was looking for a little bit more to kind of push me towards my goal. Like, my main reasoning for playing the game of football, I grew up in a household full of athletes. Like, my father right now, he's currently at college. He used to be a college recruit, and he also is currently a high school football coach right now. So, kind of just seeing them playing the game of football, I kind of wanted to be like them and be in their shadows. So, some people are born to play the game, and some people kind of just want to play it to kind of make their
mm.
parents happy, or just to, the looks of it. So that's a really solid answer. Was there ever a time that you thought about quitting? If so, what kind of pulled you through?
No, I mean, I feel like everybody has their ups and downs, especially being an athlete. And what really, I got hurt. So that was kind of one of those things like. It's like, do you really want to recover from this? But I knew, I had to push through it. I knew this was what was going to be my out. Had to go through and push through the pain and recover and everything else. Just I mean, I couldn't have lived with myself if I just quit then. Never really been a quitter, so it's kind of always been in me. Go out and get it. If you're hurting, that's fine, but you still got to get up every day. Do your rehab and still go out and get it.
Yeah, you hit on a good point right there. Like, how important would you say, now that you're definitely about to be a college athlete? How important would you say it is to take care of your body, eat the right things, exercise every day?
I mean, that's probably the best thing you can do for yourself. You
Yeah.
can't expect yourself to perform on a high level if you're staying up late all night and not putting good nutrients in your body. So I mean, that's and sleeping. I mean, a lot of people don't think sleeping good, but that's one of the best things for you. So I mean, that's all just trying to take care of your body.
Nah, yeah, I definitely agree with that. I started working out at a young age. Like, all the dudes at school used to make fun of me. They used to be like, "What do you get for Christmas? Weights?" Like, it used to be hilarious. But I don't know. I definitely agree with that statement. Even more so, just even thinking about the long run outside of football, you just kind of just want to
Mhm.
be healthy, because once you get older, your bones and stuff not the same. Start cracking and crackling all over the place. So it's definitely essential to do that. How do you stay mentally grounded throughout this process of transitioning to collegiate, level, as well as um, having that pressure on you as a four-star?
No, I mean it's really just come down to your morals. I mean how
Yeah.
you were raised and everything. I feel like that's a big thing. Our
Yeah.
biggest thing just stay humble. Through everything.
Yeah.
because you have your ups and your downs, but you really just need to try and stay consistent. Just keeping your morals and staying grounded with who you are, and not trying to be someone else, or live the hype and the cameras. Just kind of staying grounded and staying humble.
Okay. Nah, I agree with that statement as well. Mental health is a little bit more popular now, in a sense. I struggle with things myself at a period of time. Has since then overcame it. With having certain pressures of I got to be at this point that by a certain age in life, or I got to get this done, I got to get that done, or I got these eyes, or people counting on me. I don't know if you have siblings or not, that look up to you, so it's kind of like that extra pressure as well, even outside of football. So that's a pretty good answer. Um, let's talk about your high school a little bit though. How was Carthage High School shaped you, not just a player, but into a young man?
No, I mean it shaped me into the majority of the person I am today. I mean,
Yeah,
you're more than likely you're at the school more than you are at your house. I mean, you're there from 8 to 3:30. So, I mean, you're with those people. Just being nice to everybody. You don't ever know what somebody's going through, and I mean, you don't want to. So, I mean, that's kind of what I always thought. Being at the school, never put someone down. If you can build somebody up, build them up, but don't ever put anybody down.
right. Okay. Out of all your coaches or mentors or teachers, like which one would you say has made like the most impact on you as a player, as well as just a young man as well?
I mean, there's probably three or four. I mean, Coach Holcomb, who's the tight end coach, and Coach Preston's the DC, and Coach Smith, the receiver coach, and Coach Dixon's the quarterback coach. I mean, they've all and showed me a good man to be. They've all been role models for me on the football field and off the football field.
Right.
So that's kind of they've shaped me into the football, not only the football player, but also the man I am today.
Okay. Okay. Nah, that's pretty good that you can kind of have those coaches and mentors to kind of just push you to your limits, obviously, and as well as pulling the best things out of you to shape you into the best version of yourself. Not a lot of programs have that, but when they see potential in you, or when you put those things out there that kind of put that shining light on you, and you have those coaches that can just really really have faith in you to you know, what am I trying to say here? Ultimately, just be the best version of yourself.
Hmm.
That's it's always a plus. I didn't always have that up until I got into high school. I started to have that as time started getting closer. They started having different life talks with you, just really trying to pick your brain to figure out what type of man you are, or man you are going to become. So when it comes to recruiting, and you come to the high school that you are at, you know, you're committed to a school. Well, you have committed to a school that has gotten a lot of hate, and a school that has also, had a lot of eyes on them for good reason as well. With that in consideration, what kind of really, really led you into finalizing your decision to come to Colorado?
No, I mean, really, it was just the coaching staff. I mean,
Yeah,
coaching staff is incredible up there. It's really family orientated. All those guys are really tight knit. You can tell that. They don't just say it. You can tell with their actions and everything like that. Coach Hart, an incredible coach. I'm sure everybody gets hate. But incredible coach. Love Coach Hart. Coach Corey and Coach Box, and Coach Prime. I mean, they've all, I talked to the majority of the defensive guys, Coach Livingston and everything, but, they're a really tight knit group, and that's kind of what I was looking for. It was a real family. We'll be family up there, so that's kind of what I was really looking for.
yeah. Speaking of family, I watch Well Off Media, Reach the People Media type videos all the time, and they do such a great job in making you feel like you're really there without being there and present. And I like that because it seems like a genuine atmosphere. But it was always good to hear those positive feedbacks as well from somebody who's actually stepped foot on the soil of Colorado. So that's pretty good to hear that. I heard a lot of good things about Coach Hart, as well as Corey Phillips and Coach Box and things of that nature. So just hearing you kind of confirm that, is always a positive as well. I've been a Colorado fan for quite some time now, as well as a Deion fan since I was younger. So just seeing that they're making an impact on, young men like you at such a young age is always a plus as well. So I hope the best for you, man. I do just want to just say that genuinely. So,
Listen, appreciate it. Thank you.
what is one lesson that you want to learn? What is one lesson that you want every freshman to learn and understand right now as an athlete going into high school? Starting
Just
off.
trust the process. I mean, just
Yeah.
trust the process. Trust your coaches.
Yeah.
Get in good with your coaches. Just trust it. Coming in as a freshman, I was 165 pounds. Never really thought football would have been my way. And then I finally started to find myself and find my game. So just trust it. It all work out. It's all God's plan. You just gotta trust that. Just believe in yourself. Have confidence. And don't be afraid to mess up.
Okay. Nah, definitely agree with that. Who would you say is somebody that played a huge role in your success right now? Whether it's a parent, whether it's a brother, sibling, anything like that.
No, probably. I mean, my family. My support staff. My parents, and I have two brothers. Older and younger ones. So, just those two. That my support system, my girlfriend, everything. I mean, it's been, just there's tons of love towards me. Family and everybody else. So they've all kind of played their own role, an individual role. But it feels great to hear. All the positive stuff. So it's always nice.
Nah, that's pretty good to have that support system behind you, rooting for you every step of the way. Not everybody has that as well. So just to have a solid support system behind you, definitely is motivation in itself. I know you're self motivated, of course, but just to have that crowd in the back of you to kind of root you on is always a plus. Um, you know, when I talk to different current high school recruits and enter into the college collegiate level. I always hear different things about you know living up to the expectation of their stars. How important are stars to you? Like, do you really let that affect you?
No, stars. I mean, stars mean nothing to me. I've never really, I
Yeah,
didn't even get them till this year. So I mean, it doesn't really. I've been never, I've never chased a star. I've always, just been a team player. What I can do for the team.
yeah,
That's kind of if I was a 0 star or a 6 star. It really doesn't. It doesn't matter to me. I mean, if you can play, you can play. I mean, that's kind of. I feel like there's some guys who deserve them, and there's some guys who don't, and there's people who don't have any stars, who can play. So,
yep.
there's the, I mean, it's not a big thing. I feel like it's just a big hype thing. I'm blessed to be, recognized, but also they don't mean anything.
Yeah, definitely agree with that. A lot of people like to hit me with the stars, the 5 stars. I'm like, I don't really care about this. It's not really like it's important that it's there, but it's not really a big factor because I done seen 2, 3 stars be straight up dogs.
Mm.
Even on the JUCO level, we look at dudes that's coming from the JUCO level as well. They're kind of some of them are not at a certain level due to grades or due to certain
Mm.
circumstances as well. So you always want to take it into consideration. But you're very fortunate to have those stars behind your name. Just to piggyback off of that, do you feel like there's like more pressure on you since you are a 4 star to kind of be that guy?
I mean, I feel like a lot of people, look at stars and expect, you know, a top notch guy. So I mean, I understand, the pressure and going out and having to play every down, but which I would do that, no matter what, whether I was a 4 star or no star. If I can
Yeah.
play 100%, I'm gonna play 100%. I'm gonna give everything I have. So, you know, yes, I feel like there's more added pressure to it because people expect you to be, that guy on the field, but also I would try and be that guy on the field whether I was a 4 star or a no star. So
No, I definitely agree with that. What player, whether it's NFL, collegiate level, or even retired, would you say that you kind of try to model your game after? I know you have your own type of playing style, but who would you say that you kind of like watch? Okay, I'm gonna watch his highlights, or I'm gonna learn from him.
Luke Kinkley is who I really, try to model my game after. His IQ was crazy. That's kind of what I really enjoyed about him. He was calling out plays for the most part for the other team. So, I try to model my IQ after that. Knowing where the ball is going before it snapped. So I kind of really, really like that. Really, just him as a player was a really good player.
Nah, Luke Kuechly, he's that guy for sure. He's definitely one of my top linebackers. Smart player. Wish he would have stayed in the game a little bit longer, but he had to
Yeah.
prioritize himself as well. So um, obviously, I'm not a Panthers fan. I'm an Eagles fan by default from Philly, but there's somebody that I grew up watching as well. I play outside linebacker myself, so I did study him as well. Just really, really trying to pick. I wish I could sit down with him like I am now and just kind of just pick his brain back then. But you never know, you might get that chance to do that. So, I just want to say this ball out. I know that you have your own, game style, whatever, and how you play the game of the ball. How you play the game. But one day somebody's going to be looking up, asking somebody else the same question, and your name could also pop up down the line. So definitely be on the lookout for that. Um, what kind of legacy do you want to leave behind? Not just in Colorado, but my more so concern is about in life.
No, so I mean, I always, my legs just, being a good person, being a good man, giving
Yeah,
back, so I don't always want to be known for football, but
yeah,
if I can touch one person with how I play on the field, that can change somebody's life. So I want to be, known for being more off the field, but if I touch you, through on the field, then I love that too. But that's kind of I wanted to be known, just a good man, gives back to his community, everything like that. So that's kind of a big part.
no, that's really, really big. I used to always make a statement myself that I don't want to just be successful in school or in football. I want to be successful in life as well. So I like that mindset because it goes such a long way. Even some of the conversations that I had with some of my teammates or even coaches, it still kind of lingers on and how I apply that into my real everyday life. So that's really, really good that you're thinking that way. And I'm sure you get the opportunity to kind of really make that permanent impact on the world and also within your family as well. Like you're doing a big thing, dude. So that's, there's always a plus as well.
Yes, sir.
Um, got like a couple more questions. Not I don't want to keep you too long. Um, see what we got here. What do you see yourself years from now, um, as a collegiate athlete? Looking.
I want to, going through, want to be an All American athlete,
Yeah,
All American football player at Colorado. But past that, you know, dream is the league, but also understand, football is not forever. So I'm gonna be studying in real estate development. Just trying to buy a bunch of real estate, flip real estate. But that's football. Football. I mean, football is definitely the dream. But
yeah,
it's what goes way past football. But this kind of thing. I understand football isn't forever. I'm not going to be 50 years old playing football.
yeah,
And I
yeah.
mean, and I understand that, but
Yeah.
so I mean, there's a positive to that 'cause, I know football isn't forever, so I'm gonna give it everything I have while I can still play. That's kind of the thing.
That's pretty good. I'm actually also in real estate too, so that's pretty cool, man. But you made a very good point, valid point that eventually this all comes to an end at some point.
Mhm.
After the league, and you kind of have to really think about other things that you want to do outside of football to be realistic with yourself. Would you ever see yourself coaching or doing something similar to like a trainer or even a recruit yourself?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like I could have an impact as a coach, but
Yeah,
also I feel like that's not my calling. So I would love to give back, to a high school, to back to my high school, but also my calling is not to be a coach,
yeah.
and I understand that. So I mean, I don't think I could ever be a coach, but I respect every person who is a coach. They're having an impact on all the kids. So
Nah, yeah, for sure. You might not have the title of a coach, but being a linebacker inside of a room full of teammates, you're kind of that coach mentality might come out in you as far as leading your team or just being that leader as well. Not even just a coach, but just being a leader overall. So I feel like you can definitely make that shift when you go into the collegiate level. Last question I have. So I'm sure a lot of high school athletes are watching, or even current college football players are watching as well. What is one thing that you want to say as like advice for them going into this upcoming season, whether they are in high school or going into their collegiate season?
Nah, man, if it's your last season, I mean, give it everything you got. I mean, it's
Right.
this is your last season. Go and get it. Don't ever, let somebody tell you you can't. You're too small or something like that. Just go get it. Prove them wrong. That's always kind of been my thing. If they got something to say negative to you, I mean, just prove them wrong. I mean, that's just fuel in
Yeah.
the fire. So I mean, just go get it. And then nobody can say anything once you got it.
Nah, yeah, I agree with that. You got me hyped up, man. I'm ready for the season. I can't wait to see you come and ball out in Boulder next season as well. Are you going to take any visits, like you plan on going to like any games this upcoming
Yeah, I'm
season?
going to the Delaware game at
Ah,
Colorado, the week 2 game. Yeah, I'll
okay,
be there.
okay. I actually know a lot of players that play on Delaware. I used to live in Delaware as well, so
I got you.
I
Yeah.
done been everywhere, bro. So
Yeah, I'll be there.
that's gonna be pretty cool. That's gonna be pretty cool. Well, best of luck to you. Like I said, I'm going to be rooting for you. This is going to be unreal looking at you on the screen now after having this conversation. So,
Yes, sir.
if some point along the line we can chop it up again, we'll do that. But if not, I appreciate you for joining on to the show and
Yes,
just,
sir.
giving me a chance as well. And yeah, just best of luck to you, bro.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.